session. So any questions from the audience from Jeff before he heads out?
Can you talk about actually drying the grain?
Can you talk about drying grain, Jeff?
Yeah, low and slow. So I'm involved. We process grain here also. We process into hemp hearts, hemp oil, but we also have toasted hemp. We'll toast hemp for the brewing industry, but we need to control that. We can't have the farmer toasting hemp. So low and slow. Don't have your plenum any higher than 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Keep the grain below 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Aeration, anything above 16% moisture, you got to be moving that grain probably daily for 3 or 4 days. Once it gets into the low teens, then you can maybe just you can move it, because air will take the path of least resistance. So even if you have aeration there, you could have some chaff, in the bin, and the air is just going to go around it. That's going to cause a hot spot on the bin. So we probably fill our bins 3/4 full, turn those aeration fans on to get the air moving. The next day, we'll empty that bin completely again to mix it all up. And a lot of that chaff, which is probably laden with CBD, to be quite honest. But anyway, it kind of blows away, starts to dry down, turns brown instead of green. And that's how you handle on the grain drying. So you can do it both by aeration or run it through a grain dryer, but keep it low and slow.
Thank you so much for that. Anybody
Good
else?
barbecue.
All right.
I will just add a little story that a farm I worked with in Colorado a few years ago that doesn't exist anymore was part of a vertical CBD company, right? And they had retrofitted 2 brand new Gleaner combines with belts out the back end instead of straw walkers. And they were actually basically direct cutting off that belt. They were harvesting seed into the tank. They had a couple Yahoos in the grain tank, collected it in a tote sack. And then they're shoving the biomass out the back end into a silage wagon that was hooked up to the combine coming off the conveyor belt. I don't know how they had to have a couple $100,000 in retrofitting into these machines that were already probably not the greatest machines for the job, but they were basically triple purposing hemp, and they were harvesting seeds, taking that biomass out of the back end and taking it into extraction. And then they were retting, I don't think they were winter retting, but they were retting the stalk for a month or 2.
Fiber,
yeah, as it sat out there. So, and now they're bankrupt. So I don't know.
We've had the same, I guess, here, Ben. I mean, it seems that those that are interested in the cannabinoid market are growing feminized plants in an orchard style. We've got some auto flowering smaller plants that you could use a machine like that. So there's those options are still available. Yeah, but I'm the type that, if I'm going to do grain, I'm going to maximize my grain. And if I can find someone to come and cut my fiber and pay me for it, all the better. And it's never waste, right? That's the one thing, us farmers, there's no waste. Like somebody, there's a lot of these companies come and say, well, I'll take the waste off your hands. Well, there's nutrients tied up in there, it's worth something. So keep that in mind. Don't give anything away. Thanks again for inviting me. Sorry I have to run.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, appreciate it. If there's any questions that come in, I'll answer them in an email or whatever you like after the fact. So I'm committed to helping you guys out as best we can. Like I said, there's no sense in you guys doing a lot of the mistakes that we've already done here that can be avoided. So love to help out.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks so much, Jeff.
Hey, take care. All right. Bye-bye.